Hello, iPhone.
There we are. Okay, now we're going. Perfect. Hello, hello. Oh, I'm gonna die.
Adam, when you opened the Sardonicast with the Evangelion thing, have you ever actually seen the show?
No, I just seen that clip on YouTube, and I've seen my roommates watch the show, and I've heard not to watch the Netflix version, and that it cuts out a lot.
Yeah, it's poorly edited, and the dub is really bad.
Someone's got a lot of echo. Is somebody not using headphones?
Hold on, I bet it's me.
Is this working?
It is working.
Okay, just making sure. So.
Let's see. How is... What the... It says I'm live, but shouldn't the link to the... What the... Sorry, this is confusing to me. What the... Can I not just... Sorry. Everything was so simple with the Google Hangouts thing, and now it's just like having to learn a whole new thing, because Google and YouTube just keep changing everything.
Is the echo gone?
I believe so, yeah.
All right.
Share. Okay, let's try this. Okay, sorry, this is confusing
Weird.
to me. Is it not? Why don't I have a fucking... What the Can I not? Oh, why is it a private video? How do I change that? There we go. Public. There we go. I think that should work now. Okay, let's see if this changes anything. There we go. Okay. Finally. Okay.
Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
Oh, heck.
I am alive. We are here. Now.
We are. Now. Some of us are queer.
Get used to it.
I just saw two of the Neal Breen movies for the first time yesterday.
Which ones?
Double Down and Fateful Findings.
Fateful Findings is my favorite. I love that one.
Twisted Pair is my favorite.
Honestly, it was easier to watch than Double Down.
There was somebody that I met at TIFF who apparently, by the way, person on the bus, can you mute yourself when you're not talking, just because there's a lot of like background.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
It says waiting for Adam Johnston on YouTube.
Oh, does it? Are you sure?
Oh, no, that's a bad link. What
yeah.
the fuck?
If you just go youtube.com/user/darkoceanadam/live, then it's fine. But yeah, somebody that I met at TIFF, who was apparently at the screening of I Am Here Now that I, like, there was the Q&A that I used in my review that was somebody got the interview and posted it on YouTube. He was there, and apparently after the show he was talking to Neal Breen, and apparently there's a movie before Double Down that you can't find anywhere that he just doesn't want to release because he doesn't like it or something, which makes sense because like he's stopped selling Double Down and I Am Here Now, so he clearly has gotten embarrassed of his previous works or whatever. But I mean, like, I would say that those are probably both my least favorite. Like, everything he's made after that point is more crazy and funny. But I want to find this long-lost Breen film. What were you saying?
I really want to...
Say it again. I didn't hear you.
My favorite is Twisted Pair.
It's a great experience to watch his movie in a crowd in a theater.
I kind of assumed it was impossible for Neal Breen to be embarrassed.
Yeah, I mean, like, he has... Even if you imagine, like, that Twisted Pair, despite its hilarity, even, like you can imagine if that is the type of movie that he wants to make, I can totally understand why he thinks that Double Down and I Am Here Now are not up to par with that, because they do seem cheaper somehow. You know? Double Down is literally just stock footage and then him running around in the desert, and that's it. So
Is anyone else hearing Adam echo?
I think it's just you. Well, I have no idea,
Yeah,
but
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not hearing myself echo.
It's not a big deal either way.
That's fine.
Yeah, is anybody able to hear me just out
Yes.
of curiosity?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't sure
I
because
can
I wasn't
hear
able
you.
to hear you guys at first.
Now,
All right.
Vancouver Film Fest is happening.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
seeing more movies.
Oh wait,
I,
are you attending the Vancouver Film Fest?
Yeah, because I live here, so why wouldn't I?
Oh yeah.
There's
awesome.
no excuse not to, and I can catch up on a few of the movies that I missed at TIFF or that weren't playing at TIFF. So
Is TIFF your favorite one to go to?
yeah, it's my favorite festival for sure, and it sucks because like I really want to attend more festivals. I really want to do like every one. I want to do like Fantastic Fest, like New York, Tribeca.
Yeah, Chris
Like,
went to that.
I want to do so many different festivals, but they all just clump together in the same time frame. Like Sundance is in January or something, so that might be something I can do this year. But I mean next year. But like,
I went to Fantastic Fest last week or last few days.
it's just they're all happening way too close together, and it's like if I'm struggling to put out content quickly right now, then there's no way I can possibly attend all these festivals. So if I do attend like Fantastic Fest, I might have to do like half a year of TIFF or something next year, or not do Vancouver Film Fest if I want to fit in those other ones. And I really want to try them at some point. So it's just this huge conundrum, because TIFF is obviously my favorite, and like looking at these other festivals, even though I really want to try them, like South by Southwest, etc., I can't imagine they'll be as good as TIFF. Like TIFF is probably the best festival in my opinion. So.
Yeah,
Well, do you-
I was
do you
just
know-
at TIFF this year, and it was pretty awesome
Mhm.
going there for the first time.
I'd love to go to TIFF.
Me too.
Are you familiar with Karsten Ronquist?
Yeah, I met him at TIFF.
Yeah.
You
How
were
much-
also on his podcast too. weren't
Yes,
you?
also that.
How much does it cost to go to TIFF?
The ticket packages / tickets can range anywhere from like $20 per film to some of the premium showings are like $50, and then like if you do like the opening or closing night galas, then those can be like hundreds of dollars depending on the show. But it depends on how many movies you're seeing. It depends how long you're staying there. The like hotels and Airbnbs in the area will be expensive, but if you're like splitting it with a bunch of people, it might be easier. TIFF seems to be at a very consistent point in time every year. I forget what the exact thing is. It like starts on the second Sunday or something like that.
I think it's like the first weekend of every September.
Yeah, something like that. So I usually I book like an Airbnb like way far in advance, because otherwise, if you wait until the festival officially has their dates posted, then it's going to be really hard to find something in the area. So if you want to be like in the area, then, but yeah, every year that I go, like thousands of dollars, because I'm there the whole festival, seeing like 30 movies and staying close to the festival. So it might be different if you tackle it in a different way. And it also depends on how far away from Toronto you live.
There's also one at Hamptons. I keep getting ads for that.
And also what?
There's also one at Hamptons. I keep getting advertisements for
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh.
But yeah, I would like to
Toy
at
Story
least
404.
I would like to at least go to Sundance. I'm gonna try and plan
Sundance
for
is
that.
great.
I should probably plan for that soon. I'm gonna leave a tab open, my 600th tab. Because I would like to, if I've gone to TIFF, Cannes, and Sundance at least, I would like to release like a video, like kind of like a tutorial of how to do a film festival sort of thing, and like comparing the
That'd be
different
awesome.
ones and like what kind of vibe you should expect. And I think that would be a really good video to publish, because I don't think anybody's really made that. And there's like definitely big differences between festivals, and I think that a lot of the reason why so many people don't go to festivals is because they're too intimidated by it and don't really know what they're doing, which is totally understandable, because TIFF is like a gigantic clusterfuck if you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
And isn't Cannes like super sophisticated and like strict?
yeah, yeah, they're like invite only basically.
Oh, that's intimidating.
There's one that.
What were you saying?
There's one that. That's around me that Robert De Niro actually started.
What is that?
New York City Festival. I think it was.
Wait,
it was in
Is
New
it
York City.
Tribeca or New York City? New York Film Festival
I
or
think it's New York
Tribeca?
City. Yeah, New York Film Festival.
Okay.
I think they just released The Irishman for a New York Film Festival just a few days ago.
Yeah, everybody's able to see it but me.
I'm not really entirely sure why it didn't premiere.
Should have been at
They were
TIFF.
going to premiere. Yeah, it should have been, because like if you're going to show it like 2 weeks after the fact, then it's like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
It's like fucking 3.5 hours long, right?
Yeah, it's
Something like
3.5 hours.
Yeah, I'd rather
Wow.
not watch it in theaters. 'cause
I mean,
I'm
if
gonna
it's
have
coming
to
out
take
on
a
Netflix
piss.
later anyway,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah,
Because like the reviews are already out for a lot of them. I'll be like the last one to see it anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, TIFF was awesome. Had a really fun time.
We saw a lot of
same. The only thing that kind of sucked was that my hotel reservation got canceled like literally 12 hours before I was supposed to land
How?
in Toronto. Because the walls were leaking, and they were like, "Oh shit, yeah, you know what? This kind of happened overnight, and we kind of have to give everybody a refund."
That's lame.
I'm yet to see that refund.
Wow. That sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I ended up having to find something at the last minute, and I ended up finding something like the Chinatown area in Toronto, which is like about 20 minutes away, 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, really? From the festival?
Yeah, from like downtown. Yeah, it's about
I think
like
I was
20 minutes.
I was staying pretty close to what I thought was Chinatown, and it was like a 10-minute walk from the festival. But I was right on the edge of it, though. I don't know how big Chinatown is.
Yeah, I was probably in a part of Chinatown where like you have to take like the interstate to get to where I was staying at, and it was like this house this Chinese woman was renting out, and you know it was a pretty interesting experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, the film festival was awesome. I saw a lot of cool films like the Lighthouse. I saw probably my favorite film.
So badly.
God, I cannot wait.
Yeah, that is.
I really like The Witch.
One of the best films I've saw.
I love The Witch.
Yeah, The Witch is awesome.
Something that's really awesome is that next month, a lot of really like potentially great and amazing films are coming out in October, which also happens to be my birthday month.
Nice.
So
nice.
It's a pretty good year for movies, I think.
Oh yeah.
It usually I don't know what it is about like the last year of the decade. 1999,
the last 2 years,
2009,
2018 was pretty great.
2019, all great years for movies. All the nines.
Yeah.
2014 was great.
2014 was great.
1999 is the best one in history.
A lot of the standouts, two of the standouts I think from my memory are like 2014 and 2017.
Yeah, 2017 was good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like
Yeah.
this.
2010.
Maybe
Yeah,
there's like this subconscious psychological reason why that happens. If like 99 is the best year ever, which there's a good argument that it is. That was like the year before the decade ended. And so, or sorry, the century, the millennium is what I mean.
Century, yeah.
Yeah,
There's literally a book about like how great the 1999 year was.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like people feel as though they have to create their best work before like the end of a cycle or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
2018.
Well, I mean, every decade is a cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite movie came out right at 2010, which is Scott Pilgrim.
Hmm.
That was like the beginning of the decade.
Yeah. There were a lot of good years in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess a random question I have to ask was, did you end up seeing Knives Out, because they don't have like
No.
the score available for IMDb?
I saw that.
Nah,
It was amazing.
I couldn't see it. I wasn't able to get tickets for it.
I saw Knives Out.
I had to ask
Fantastic
because
Beasts was
I
amazing.
tried to put in a score for Knives Out, and apparently they're not letting people put in scores right now for that film. I guess to avoid spoilers. And I mean, after seeing the film there at TIFF, it's pretty kind of understandable why, I guess. But but still, I think at that point you should like try to find a way to block the reviews, not necessarily like make it to where people can't put in their scores, because you could do that on like Letterboxd. So yeah, I just don't know what's going on there.
I'm excited for Knives Out because I like Rian Johnson a lot.
It's the best one he's done in his career. Like
I wouldn't be surprised by that. But I haven't seen Brick.
Knives Out was pretty awesome, and I think that is probably my favorite film from Rian Johnson. I had just seen Brick for the first time like a few days ago, and that was a pretty awesome film too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Brick...
What are you saying? Someone said, I think Brick, and then stopped.
Oh, I said that. I think Brick is the best one.
Yeah, Brick is probably, from my memory, my second favorite film from Rian Johnson. Then I say it's probably underneath Brick. It's either a toss-up between a Looper or The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I'd imagine
kind of interchangeable.
I'd imagine I'll like Brick more than Looper or The Last Jedi. I don't hate either of those movies.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique film, and for a directorial debut, it's pretty impressive. Kind of what he did from a screenwriting standpoint and how he was able to subvert expectations. And honestly, Knives Out kind of feels like an upgraded version of that, where the budget is definitely higher, and you're able to do a lot more with it.
Is Lights Out at all like reminiscent of like Clue in a way? Would you say it's like kind of like
yes,
that?
It is. It's
like a real whodunit, you know?
Yeah, that's one of the takeaways that I had from Knives Out was that it felt like whodunit film from the 50s, but at the same time it felt modern.
Yeah.
It's basically a modernization of like a whodunit movie. And,
I really
the movie.
Sorry, go for it.
The movie really poked fun on the whole whodunit thing that's sort of set in like 2019 when I was watching it.
Yeah.
And it just like throughout the movie was just making jokes on like how heightened that is within a contemporary setting. But,
it's I've been waiting for like a good one of those for a while, and Murder on the Orient Express was fucking awful and boring.
That looked absolutely terrible.
Yeah, like I'm excited for Knives Out. It has a really good cast, so I'd imagine I'll probably like it. And he's not a bad director. He's not like terrible. I know a lot of people hate him. Yeah,
he's on my notebook.
He's not a bad director. He just sometimes has silly ideas, I guess.
Yeah, and like they don't really always come together all that well. Like in The Last Jedi, like there's definitely a lot of great ideas from a visual standpoint in The Last Jedi, but then he tries to mix it with like this comedy this approach to comedy
Yeah.
that he had in that film
That's
that I
not great,
just
yeah.
don't. That just felt so jarring, tonally
Yeah, it's
not in line with what was going on with like the Luke and Ray stuff.
it's
and,
it's a
like,
weird
even visually, for
addition
that
to
matter.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I can understand how people say it doesn't fit. Like tonally, it's really weird.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
terms
it
of
definitely
like,
feels like something that you would see in like a mainstream blockbuster film, and then which is weird when you try to mix it in with a film that's actually trying to go for, I guess, how do I put it, like high art. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
in terms of like stupid things happening in the movie, I feel like that's every Star Wars
Yeah.
movie. So I didn't feel like it was too out of
definitely-
place in terms
yeah.
of like whether or not things were stupid. But I can understand
Yeah.
tonally it
Definitely
does
more
feel a little
enjoyable
off.
than the prequels.
Yeah. Yeah, Knives Out, I think the comedy definitely, and he does try to inject comedy with this film as well, but it works a lot better because it doesn't feel like it's at the expense of everything else that he's trying to do in the film. And it actually does complement everything else that he's doing because it is just so stylistic. Yeah, that was probably like, I think, in my top 5 favorite films at TIFF. I need to look at my list.
Yeah,
Do you see Parasite?
of
Yes,
course
I did see Parasite.
I know who you're
That
asking.
was my second favorite film at the festival.
Yeah, I saw Parasite at Cannes and TIFF. So
Yeah.
I really
Where
can't
I-
wait.
Where I live, that comes out the same day as The Lighthouse.
Oh, awesome.
Oh yeah, and the week before TIFF was a lot of fun too. Trying to.
The Lighthouse comes out in like October.
phone call.
Yeah, that's me. I
Yeah, Lighthouse is coming out pretty soon. Apparently, the UK doesn't get it until like January, which is stupid.
Yeah, that's.
Poor Alex.
October 18th.
Does UK even have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Why wouldn't they?
I wonder if Alex. Well, yeah. I wonder if Alex has seen it yet. We're just gonna have to wait like 500 years for it to come out.
Why does the UK have to wait?
I don't know. Sometimes they get things early. It really, like, there's no good reason why movies shouldn't just be all distributed at the same time internationally.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single good reason why they make some countries wait for no reason. I wasn't able to see Nightingale because it wasn't playing anywhere in Vancouver. So I'm going to have to wait until, like, digital or something.
Ugh.
So, it's stupid. Which is why, like, when people talk about, like, their concerns with films releasing digitally and not in theaters, I'm like, well, I don't give a shit because then everybody will be able to see the movie at the same time, which is better.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to figure out like releasing. I don't see any good reason why you have to wait more months. It just depending on where you live. That just encourages piracy. That encourages
Yeah, that's
someone
what
to
I was gonna
download
say.
a fucking
Get rights
cam
or
rip.
something.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah. Australia seems to get a bunch of big movies early for some reason. I don't know why. But whatever.
Yeah, that's really good.
Excuse me.
Oh, Adam,
So how
Yes.
was
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, I saw that you finally saw Secret Sunshine. What are your thoughts?
It's great. I need to watch it for a second
Yeah.
time before I decide where it's going to be on my 2007 list, but I really love it. It's
Yeah,
also
me
kind of
too.
making me want to revisit poetry, because that was the first film I saw from him.
Yeah,
And I
I
wasn't
like that one a
really
lot.
big into it, but I feel like maybe I could give it another shot now that I kind of know what they are, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite directors. Secret Sunshine has turned into one of my favorite films ever.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's really great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great lead
I wish-
performance.
Oh yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah.
And I love how the film progressed and how she was able to deal with all the
Yeah, without
stuff.
spoiling anything.
without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole church thing and the Christianity thing was, I think, awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where, like, the core conflict of the film is better not even knowing before you go into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's like, you probably shouldn't even read the description or watch a trailer.
Yeah, don't read anything about it, just watch it, because I didn't know anything about it before I saw it.
Yeah.
And
I really love that movie.
It was great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it again.
Too.
I've got to rewatch like 6 or 7 more movies for my 2007 list before I can just like... I've already started ripping the footage to my computer and all that, but like I just got to rewatch a few of them. I like ran out of time last month, and then I got sick, and that was just fucking things up really bad. But
Have you seen all the movies that you needed or wanted to at least once?
yeah. There's like, I don't know. There's like maybe like 3 more movies that people have like said, "Hey, you should check this out before you finish your list," but I'm just like ignoring them right now because like it's just never going to get made if I like there was a chance for that. There was an opportunity for that, and it's passed. So if I check them out, then they can show up on a list corrections video later or something. But I need to like just finish up this video. It's taking too long.
Did you give your number 1 yet?
I know what my number 1 is, but why would I spoil that?
No, I'm just wondering if you had it yet.
Yeah, I'm confident about what my number 1 is.
Are you counting Funny Games as the 2007 movie?
No, because it was on my 2008 list. But starting this list, I'm just going to do it by IMDb release date, and I'm not going to worry about like wide release and whether it was a festival release, yada yada yada. Because if I'm waiting several years after each year anyway, then I might as well just use IMDb release date to make things easier. And even if I did...
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry.
So, like, there's 2008 movies that I could have included. Well, I mean, there's 2007 movies that were on my 2008 list. And I could have included them in this 2007 list, but I already had them in my 2008 list, like Funny Games. But already, like, this list is like...
list?
This list is, like, one of the bigger ones either way, so it might be... I don't know. I'll have to figure out exactly how many are.
Ones, like, do you know how many entries are in that list?
Let me see. I'm gonna have to look it up. Go through my IMDb.
Do you have some of the video recorded for the 2007 list?
No, I gotta do all the movies first, and I gotta rewatch a few. So as it is right now, I'm just scrolling through to see if there's any that I wasn't sure about. There's probably gonna be like 40 something on the list.
Oh, 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
including like guilty pleasure stuff, I guess.
I guess that's not too far off from what you did with your 2015 list, since you had like 35, 36 entries.
Yeah.
Something like that.
2007 was a pretty good year.
Yeah, that was a fantastic year. And as far as like my favorite film of the year, oh my God, it's like so difficult to choose between There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men. That's like the one year where I'm like, that's where I have like the most difficulty choosing my favorite film from the year between those two.
And
on my rewatches, I figured it out.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna say which.
Just say that.
B movie better be number 1, Adam. It better be number 1.
I was gonna say.
Oh man, that should be in your like guilty pleasures at least.
No, because it's not. I don't enjoy it, so why would it be there?
I don't either.
I am Legend.
You don't enjoy the big puns, Adam?
I'm fucking hyped for Gemini Man, to be honest.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay, you know what? A friend of mine that I used to talk to, but I don't talk to anymore because we haven't gotten along recently. He was trying to convince me that Gemini Man was gonna be up for like Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor.
What?
He was saying that it's gonna be up for all these fucking Oscars, and I was like, dude.
I think everybody, well, not everybody. I think a lot of people really want Will Smith to be a successful
That and
box
it's a
office
combination of
guy again.
Ang Lee directing the film. That's
Yeah, I mean, Ang Lee has
awesome.
done Hulk and other things.
Yeah, and I try to
but-
tell him. Remember, he did Hulk, and that was the last genre film that he did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Brokeback Mountain.
No, I'd rather have fucking psycho Will Smith that keeps doing stupid things.
Yeah,
yeah.
More
I
fun.
mean,
That'd be much more entertaining.
there was a period of time where he had like 8 movies in a row that were all number 1 at the box office and broke like $100 million, whatever. There was a period of time where like literally he was the biggest selling factor. Now it's The Rock. Now it's like The Rock. You put him in a movie, it'll be number 1.
Well, I think it's even less
worse,
talented.
but
I think the first like movie that bombed was
After Earth.
Wild Wild West.
no, I don't think that bombed, did it?
yeah, that bombed. I think.
Yeah,
After
it bombed really hard. I'm pretty sure.
Let's see.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's like one of the biggest box office bombs of the decade. I think.
99. Yeah, it would be considered a bomb. So that was 99. And then
He just had
what did he do after
It got
that?
money back worldwide, but in the States it did very poorly.
I mean, Wild Wild West, even if the movie was a bomb, it certainly made him a lot of money because he did that song for it that everybody was listening to.
Yeah, and that
So
was back when like he was able to consistently make like I guess fun, entertaining films. Like even if the movies were not necessarily good, they were at least good or not good. I'm sorry, fun.
none
at
of the
least for
movies he's been
him.
in have been good. Just like The Rock. Like they're number 1 box office magicians, but none of the movies that they've been in have been good. You could easily make a case that Will Smith has never been in a good
like
movie.
exclusively about the blockbusters that he's been in?
Well, what has he been in? I haven't seen Ali. Maybe that's decent.
Ali, Pursuit of Happiness. I mean,
Pursuit of Happiness was all right.
Yeah,
I think
mean,
it's decent.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Even if they're not like the greatest films ever, he was like really great in the film.
Yeah. So from 2001 all the way up until like 2013, pretty much every movie he's been in has been like a big success. All the way up until like After Earth, which was the start of a new trend for him.
Yeah.
Qatar.
Denied. Sit down.
But
I
yeah,
looked at
Gemini
my blood
Man.
pooling on the
I
ground
think
and I
the
thought,
only
well,
thing that I'm
that's
expecting
bad.
to be at least good is the action set pieces because those actually do look
Who knows?
pretty. Yeah, the action set pieces from what I've seen the trailer actually does look pretty well coordinated.
I mean,
and,
the
the special
trailer
in
the trailer exists to show the best parts of it.
yeah,
might not
that's
not
why
be
I'm saying
consistently
based on
like
what
that.
I've seen from the trailer because like the rest of the action could just like suck.
It looks like it could be a real Jupiter Ascending. It looks
Yeah.
like it could be really funny.
Yeah.
Like it's like the perfect critical review. Like in the 30s is like the sweet spot for like a really funny movie.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get something out of that. I think this is gonna be the next like good meme funny movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be seeing it the day it comes out.
Me too.
I can't wait.
You know what? Other Will Smith movie I think is going to be that could be a meme movie. Spies in Disguise. Have you seen the trailer?
Oh,
No, I have not
that
seen the
looks so
trailer.
terrible.
Oh
It
my-
looks so terrible. It looks so bad.
Yeah. It for some reason there's like there's like at least 2 sex jokes that they or sexual innuendos that
Innuendos?
innuendos that they try to throw into the film.
Yeah.
Like Will Smith as he was turning into this pigeon, he's like, what's happening to my hand? And then he just for no reason, like his hand is like super small. They're like a Trump size small in comparison to the rest of his body. And then like he for some reason he looks down in his pants for no reason. I don't know why, but that's what he does. The trailer.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Well-
an animated kids film, by the way. That's what it is.
Will Smith
Yeah,
is
it
my
looks so
favorite
awful.
YouTuber.
Ah,
I have a screenshot.
oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I thought
I have a screenshot of it right here.
That's still
I
like
thought it
the
was
most
hilarious.
downvoted video, right?
I don't know. I think it was. I think it broke the record. What's weird is like Rebecca Black's Friday was at one point, but then they like deleted the video and uploaded it again, and then it didn't have nearly as many like dislike ratio.
Oh man.
So it's like
how many
they
dislikes
took
did
it
it
off
have,
of the
like,
Arc
before it was
Music
deleted?
channel and put it on the Rebecca Black channel or whatever. And so you'll never see like the original rating.
What was the original rating like?
It was the most downvoted video of all time at the time. So imagine that.
I bet Rewind 2018 is a lot more now than even that.
Yeah. YouTube Rewind. I don't think they'll ever contact me, but if
that'd be funny if they did.
If they do, I'll
What do you
just
think,
I'll send them back a message and I'll say no thanks, I'm gay enough already.
Contact Charlie.
Nice. So
It's not good.
Adam,
like it would be
contact
just too
critical.
embarrassing to be a part of.
yeah, Adam, I saw that you finally watched Toy Story 4 and gave it a 4 out of 10.
Yeah. It wasn't good.
How could you?
Really?
I was honestly eager to see how you rate it because I saw it back in June and gave it like a 5, but it was closer to like a 4 than a 6 because it was just, or actually, was it closer to? I don't
It's just-
fucking know. I don't
it's-
give a shit.
it's
yeah,
so-
it's just such a mediocre, forgettable film
It's-
that just didn't need to be made.
The structure of the story, the sequence of events, is equivalent to any like shitty straight to DVD 90s Disney sequel. But
Yeah.
Pixar and Disney have like mastered. Tyler, you want to mute yourself while you're not talking? There's some background audio.
Yeah.
As it is right now, like the story structure, the plot, the conveniences are all just like so shit. But they have a formula down when it comes to emotional manipulation. And so all they have to do is like, these characters are meeting again. Remember, you love these characters from the first movies. Like, oh, Woody and Bo Peep back together. Like, the most convenient fucking thing in the world. They just happen to land next to each other in a park. Like, what?
Oh, yeah, and the way the ending happened, I'm not going to spoil it or anything unless we get into spoilers.
It's out on digital. I don't give a shit about spoilers for this movie.
Okay.
It's Toy Story 4.
People who want to watch it have
Woody
seen it.
just like, wait, does anybody want me to spoil
Just
it?
spoil. I'm giving you permission to spoil
I'm
it.
gonna say it.
Okay, yeah, we're like,
not going to say it.
when Woody was going through that, I guess this crisis, I guess you could say, where he's like he doesn't really have a place anymore, even though Bonnie or Woody was Bonnie's favorite toy by the end of 3, and then like in 4 she just doesn't give a shit anymore. I was like, okay, I don't know why you did that. That's kind of inconsistent for no reason with the third film.
It's really forced. It's really forced, and it's just like
and it's just it just felt so contrived how they try to make the character's arc go in a specific direction just so they can reach the ending, which I guess it's not a bad idea, but like I guess the way they executed was just so manipulative, and not
the
only
entire
that,
thing
but,
is manipulative.
Yeah, and the way they got there was just dumb, and it was at the expense of kind of contradicting what was already established about the characters. Like Woody was having difficulty coming to terms, like in the second film, coming to terms with what happens if, like, you know, his kid doesn't want to play with him anymore. And you know, in the third film, he's kind of content with that, and then now in the fourth film, he's not again. Like in the second film, for no reason. I don't know why.
It's like I really don't like how they put zero effort into like how things happen. It's like the Keanu Reeves character literally just has like 3 scenes, and literally every single one of them is just the first 2 scenes are an excuse to set up the third scene where he's supposed to overcome this gigantic obstacle. Literally, like, introduce character like, I was a toy and I couldn't jump fast enough. And then next scene, like, oops, I failed at
Oh my
jumping.
God,
Then
him
third
failing to
scene,
jump.
ooh, I successfully jumped. And that's all there is. And it doesn't feel natural at all.
Yeah.
Like there's no,
Yeah,
when
and
you
I'd be
see
fine
it,
with
it's
a
so
Keanu-
obvious that that's how they're setting it up. It exists for no other reason. Like to
Yeah, and I'd be
set something
fine
up
with-
intelligently, to properly
Yeah.
write something, it should serve more than one purpose, not just, oh, that's only
Yeah.
there so it can set that up.
Yeah, yeah, just so they can be like, oh, he could, like, just to have a reincorporation, just for the
so
sake
manipulative.
of having reincorporation. Yeah, and also, and I guess that's another thing was the introduction of new characters that didn't really add anything, like Keanu Reeves, Key and Peele. Like, why
God,
were
yeah.
they in the film? Would the film have been any different without them in the film?
They're
I
they're
don't-
the new comic relief.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I mean, Key and Peele got some laughs, but like, I mean, yeah, I don't really necessarily think they needed to be in the film. But,
yeah, I just found the whole thing to be really forced and dumb.
yeah.
I really don't like how, like, the conflict of like this old antique doll whose
Oh,
voice box is
yeah.
broken, and she pulls it out like the record's fine, but the voice box is broken, and it's like a plastic record, this huge thing that like is clearly a completely different piece of hardware than what Woody has. And so
Yeah.
then they take Woody's voice box and it fixes hers, and it doesn't like, she doesn't have his voice, she doesn't have his like list of recordings. Hers just works fine. It's like, what? They're just interchangeable? What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Okay. So going off of that, did you see did you see that clip on of Grace Randolph trying to make a parallel between that and communism, just so she can talk about why she doesn't like socialism in America?
No, I didn't, but that sounds hilarious.
It is, because the way it was edited was she was just like, I don't like the rise of socialism. I think it's bad for the U.S. So anyway, Buzz Lightyear.
That's so weird. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen. I think she's on my like #1 list of like YouTube movie reviewers that insert politics unnecessarily into their reviews.
Oh yeah, and she tried to make a tweet with a screenshot of like a Jojo Rabbit at like a 56%, and she's like, okay, you know what? This is why you don't joke about certain things, because it is very divisive and it's going to make people upset. And then like literally 2 days after she said that, it went up from 56% to 76%.
Yeah,
And
she's
literally
an
when I
interesting
checked-
character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and when I
makes sense.
literally checked to see where the score went up, where the score was at now, it was 9/11, and that's when I found out that it went up from a 56 to a 76, and right now it's at like 78, 79%.
Woohoo!
And I was just like, man, what a great fucking fitting day to be proven completely and totally wrong in the
Yeah,
most glorious way possible.
yeah. People put
Oh.
over the past 2 or 3 years, people have put so much weird inserted political lenses or angles into like
Yeah.
the critic versus user rating, where it's like
Yeah.
all of a sudden like these threads are showing up like, oh, look at these SJW critics, and it like people are trying to claim that critics liked Ad Astra more than audiences solely because it was about, like, loosely, I saw the movie, but people are like, oh yeah, it was about toxic masculinity. And although sure, there are reviewers out there that can say that that's the core of the film or whatever, and perhaps even the filmmakers wanted that to be an angle, but the film itself wasn't like ham-fisting political ideologies.
Yeah, that was
It was like the reason why
Christ.
critics liked the movie more than audience members is because the things that work well about the film are very like technical. Like it's a very visually
Yeah.
like the
Oh, yeah.
technical aspects of the film work really well, whereas like the story and like some of the sequence of events are like really silly and goofy. The average audience member is not going to pay attention as much to the technical aspects. They're going to pay attention to it more on a surface level, and that's usually why there's like a bigger gap
yeah.
between
Sorry to leave.
critics and regular audience members. However, that's not to say that like politics never plays a role. I feel like
I
feel like that
there are
hurt Under the
definitely
Silver Lake a
films
lot.
where it definitely asks you to think about certain things politically, like this film that I saw at TIFF, The Report with Adam Driver. Like that's obviously an example of a film that's asking you to think about something from a political standpoint, and is asking you to come to your own political opinion regarding the subject matter of the film. So that, I mean, yeah, but when it's like not even a film that has like absolutely has nothing to do with politics, isn't even trying to tackle a political subject, and you just try to talk about it for no reason, like Grace Randolph did with fucking Toy Story 4 when she was talking about how Woody gave the antique doll her voice box. She tried to compare that to socialism, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take everything from you.
That's so weird because that has nothing to do with any of that. But
yeah, because it's like, oh, I want this thing more than you, and that's obviously socialism, right? So let's talk about that. And it's like, what the fuck? No, you have to stretch. You have to be far-reaching to fucking come to that conclusion, like deliberately.
I think it's more important to judge films based on like the merit of the technical achievements and like the actual art, but I think there's a lot of people, and especially a lot of like published film critics, that that the idea of the film for them, the make or break element, is whether or not it supports their worldview, which I think is just more or less, for the most part, irrelevant when it comes to the quality of the movie. Like there's movies that I love that are like very clearly religious, and I'm not religion. I'm not religious.
I'm not
like
religion.
I'm not a religion. I am a religion, but I'm not religious.
Adam's
my
my
problem
new
is that
god.
you just
Hello?
criticize this movie without
Hello.
seeing them.
I made it. See.
Awesome. Yeah. Like there's movies like fuck, I can't even say the title because it's kind of a spoiler at the end. But there's movies I really love where like by the end of the film it's clear that there's like a religious, like supernatural element to it, kind of.
Yeah, and I mean, Mother would be a great example of a film that kind of tackles theology in a very interesting way.
Yeah, in a
very
sense.
angry, frustrated standpoint, which was a place that Darren Aronofsky was at the time that he was writing the film, where he was just religiously kind of in doubt and didn't really.
Hasn't he always been an atheist?
Yeah.
I thought he was an atheist when he made like Noah.
I think he was. I think he's been religious, and then I mean, he's kind of struggled religiously, and that's kind of where Mother stems from. And
yeah, I don't know.
And it's just kind of this really interesting retelling of, I guess, the Bible from a very cynical, angry, bitter, ugly standpoint that I think just works beautifully for what Darren Aronofsky was trying to go for. Like especially the end, where there's that really controversial scene I'm not going to get into because spoilers. But yeah, that really controversial moment where I was just like, holy shit, that's fucking disturbing. Especially with Jennifer Lawrence's
Last Temptation of Christ,
to it.
that's like a whole other thing of it.
Yeah.
P.S. Just FYI, everybody. This hangout is only going to be like 2 hours total, so we're like almost an hour through at this point. Just because like Vancouver Film Fest is going on, and I'm gonna have to get out of the house and catch.
Oh,
some
are you
shit.
gonna do that today?
Yeah, it's on right now, so I'm gonna meet up with some friends and grab a bite and see some movies.
All right. Yeah.
Hey, I bet Grace Randolph has never reviewed this before.
Oh my god, if she did, she would probably hate it.
Yeah, that's not her movie. That's not her kind of movie at all.
Yeah.
I think she would probably obsess over Hodorowski's rape comments or something.
Yeah.
Which is very strange. Like, and I like it is a weird controversy. Because like he's defended himself on this. and like
What did he
he's the
say?
type of he said when like El Topo was, I think years after El Topo was released, he said that he like literally raped the girl for a part of the scene. But now he's saying like, no, that was an exaggeration because it was just, I'm a person that like doesn't speak literally, and I was trying to promote the film, and back in the day, saying something so edgy would, blah 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 blah. And I mean, to his defense,
Last 10 down.
I mean, like, it would be really weird if that just happened on set with a bunch of people watching that never like, and also like she never said anything about it.
Nobody reports it. Like, I mean, come on, someone would report that if that were if something like that happened.
he's a weird guy, so I don't know if that happened or if it didn't. But I'm willing to believe him that he didn't literally rape a girl in his movie.
Right.
I'm willing to believe that.
Yeah.
Didn't that happen last week in Paris?
I don't know.
With like the butter.
I have no idea.
So I guess going back to Viv for a second, what films do you plan on seeing there?
Lighthouse.
Maybe.
Yeah, I hope.
Let's see. I'm seeing. I saw Anne at 13,000 feet yesterday. Wasn't very good.
Sorry.
I'll probably be seeing Invisible Life of Eurydice Mao again, because Scoot missed that one at TIFF, and I kind of want to see it again anyway. I'll probably be seeing Beanpole. I got tickets to Portrait of a Lady on Fire, so I'll probably see that.
I wanted to see that, but that was playing like literally the day before. The last show, and at least was playing the day before I arrived in Toronto on the Saturday that it started. So
it's supposed to be great.
Yeah.
I missed that.
I might see Bait. I might see Ash. I might see By the Grace of God. I might see 63 Up, The 20th Century, Motherless Brooklyn, The Painted Bird.
Did you see Waves?
Oh,
I saw Waves at TIFF. I don't even think Waves is playing at VIF, though.
Yeah.
It would be cool if it was, but I don't think it is.
The Painted Bird is definitely like one of those unfiltered films that tries to like show certain scenes that you would definitely not see in most films.
It's supposed to be controversial.
For obvious reasons. Yeah, it is a very controversial film.
Yeah.
And they do show a lot of shit, and they don't like cut away from it or anything. Some of it is disturbing, and I thought overall it was pretty good. I'd probably say it's like a strong 6 or light 7 out of 10, probably how I would rate it. I guess my problem with it is that it doesn't need to be 3 hours long, which is, A
Hidden Life.
Yeah, it's like pretty close to 3 hours long. I don't know if it really needed to be that.
I think we were talking about Painted Bird, right?
Yeah, The Painted Bird.
Yeah. Although I would agree that A Hidden Life also doesn't need to be 3 hours long.
It's an interesting film. Yeah.
I can't tell if Terrence Malick is pretentious or not. I just can't tell.
I would say yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's untalented.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw The Hidden Life. That's probably not one of my favorite Terrence Malick films. I think, I don't know, it just didn't
Would you say it's his best since Tree of Life? I would say it's his best since that, probably.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't actually.
What did he do in between that?
I think
a bunch of like non-chronological dreamlike movies that didn't really have a plot, and I forget which one it was. I think it was the 2015 one with Christian Bale. I don't remember the title, but I enjoyed that.
Cups.
Yeah, I enjoyed that for sure. That was like somewhere on my list. It might have been Guilty Pleasures. I don't know. But I like it really. Those are kind of hit or miss, and when you're doing something that's just so much like really just poetic, but not necessarily like linear or structured, then it's kind of just you don't really know what it's going to turn out like.
Yeah, and I guess the sequence of events in the hidden Life, is that what it's, because he has another film called a New World, and New World, and then The Hidden Life. So I'm trying not to get the two titles mixed up, but yeah, with The Hidden Life, I thought I don't know, with the sequence of events, they didn't. It's weird because like it felt like they were kind of detached from each other in a sense, as far as setting up the emotional core of the film, where like it didn't really, wasn't consistently building up throughout the entire film, and I guess there wasn't really too much of a payoff by the end.
I thought it worked really
I mean,
well. It's just every scene was longer than it should have been.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was. Was that I think if the scenes were shorter, then it probably would have been.
It could have been 2 hours and not 3 hours.
Yeah, it could have been like.
And nothing would be
a more
different, and it would
impactful
flow
film.
better. Like you could fit in just as much of the plot.
Yeah.
And it would look just as pretty. But just like it's not that there were too many scenes, it's just that each scene was too long. Like by the time
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was that because the scenes dragged on for so long that they kind of lost their emotional the intended emotional impact that they were trying to go for with the film, I think. And it was just like, okay, yeah, I kind of get it. Can we move on to the next scene, please? I mean, not that this is bad, I'm just eager to move on to the next thing.
Yeah, it was really well made, really good. But by the time a new scene happened, it was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It was like a different environment, you know?
Yeah.
It's like fresh.
So are you doing a quickie on like everything you saw at TIFF? Or...
That's the plan, yeah.
You should do a shit
That's
you
a
did.
lot.
Yeah, honestly, like if there weren't so many shit happens hiccups in the past week, then I probably would have had like 5 more out already or more. But like, because I'm working on so many different projects that like it's important that the editing for these videos is outsourced, and then Damo, who usually edits the quickies, his laptop fucked up and like has a bunch of water damage, so he's waiting on a new one. And so the one I just posted, Fanboy actually edited, and he's editing the next one too while we're waiting for Damo's laptop to be fixed. And then me getting sick and just like trying to work on my 2007 list and my album and like the podcast and all that shit. And it's just if the editing didn't get interrupted, then I would still be able to like record one quickie per day and work on everything else at the same time. But just because like it wasn't possible for any of it to be edited unless I was editing them, which I didn't want to do because that would just mean that the 2007 list would take longer and everything else. Just because of that, the things there was like a week gap, unfortunately. Shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens.
Yeah, but they should be coming out pretty quickly from this point on, I think. There's a bunch of movies I need to talk about. I'll talk about like 2 or 3 per video.
Yeah. I'm really eager to see what you have to say about Jojo Rabbit, because that's a film that you gave a 6 out of 10, and I was like, wow, that was a really great film. I really like that a lot. I'd probably give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10.
I've heard a lot of people say it's like a Wes Anderson ripoff.
There are moments where
really
it's very,
like
very derivative of Wes Anderson. There are moments in the film where it's too much, and it doesn't feel like Taika Waititi, and then the rest of the film feels like him. But there's moments in the film that feel way too derivative.
I could probably see that like within the first act where they're at like the summer camp, where that definitely felt
that like
of,
the butterflies in the
Moonrise
stomach
Kingdom.
shot. Like there's a few moments. But I mean, like overall, it was fun. It was very entertaining, and like I enjoyed the experience. It was a satisfying movie.
But like Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, the
but
ending
like
in particular was awesome.
in the middle of the film, it did kind of like drag on a little. There were some moments.
Just because of that tonal shift, because it was kind of like it was very. I guess the film was kind of reliant on mostly the comedy, and then it kind of changed the tone to rely, I guess, half on the comedy and then half on like kind of the horror of occupied Germany or Austria, wherever they were at. and I mean that was and I think when that worked, it was like pretty effective. I think, yeah.
Yeah, there were some parts in the middle where I kind of like zoned out, but it was still good overall.
Yeah, I can
for sure.
understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff at TIFF though. The Lucy in the Sky was the worst movie I saw at the festival.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a disaster. It was actually fucking awful.
Yeah.
What is it, like 3 out of 10?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, with oh god, when I was picking the films for a TIFF, I was trying my best not to pick films that I knew was going to be bad, even if I thought, you know what, this could be hilariously bad. I didn't want to see a bad film at TIFF, because if I go to a film festival, I want to see something that's like at least passable.
You don't want to pick random movies.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And you definitely don't want to, I guess, pick films if there's like a chance that it might not be great. Like this film, Ordinary Love, with Liam Neeson in it. You've seen The Wife, right, Adam?
I don't remember.
With Glenn Close.
Yeah,
that
was that boring Glenn Close
I saw
movie.
that.
Liam Neeson's still working?
Yeah, so Ordinary Love, that was that's probably my least favorite film from there, and it reminded me a lot of The Wife with Glenn Close in it from last year, in the sense that it was a film that you could tell was geared towards a senior audience, and they put so much focus on trying to appeal to that demographic that they kind of forgot to make a great movie first, and it kind of turned out, I guess, like a better version of The Wife, I guess, but it was just nothing really all that special, and I only went to see it because, you know, it was this small scale drama with Liam Neeson in it, and Liam Neeson's actually a really, really great dramatic actor whenever he does one, and he doesn't really do a lot of them. And I was like, oh, that kind of catches that kind of piques my interest.
We're FYI, we're over halfway through the hangout. Dirt Bike Redden, no offense at all. You've been talking a lot. I just want to. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you to shut up.
That's fine.
I'm not telling you to shut up. But if other people wanted to, had some things that they wanted to say or ask and felt like they couldn't.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No,
yeah,
it's fine.
I'll let them talk.
That's all right.
I actually have a short film I want to recommend to you that my former film teacher made. It's Austrian, I believe. It's called Pitter Patter Goes My Heart, and it stars the woman from Phantom Thread, Vicky Krieps.
Really?
She's fantastic in the movie. Yeah, she's fantastic. It's actually a really good short.
2015. There's 2 of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Why are there 2 of them?
Christoph Rayner.
Okay.
I think
actually, Adam, have you heard I started film school last month, and my short script analysis professor has a short film that premiered at TIFF this year. Have you heard of it? It's called The Vigil.
It sounds familiar, but that's also that's kind of like a really. Oh, it's on my watch list. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
By Keith Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on my watch. You said it's a short film? This one's listed as an hour and a half.
Oh, no,
the same
not a
director.
Short film. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Sorry. I got confused because we watch a lot of short films.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably on my watch list because somebody at TIFF told me that they liked it or something.
Oh, really? Awesome. Yeah. I've seen a little bit of it, and I think what I've seen is pretty awesome.
I have way too many movies I need to get on.
Still
Some
sick.
I'm not even allowed to watch, actually. I'm trying to get my parents to let me watch Salo for the podcast.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I need to watch that.
A lot of fun.
I just rented it. I need to watch it.
There's really like only 3 movies I can't watch left, like Salo, Irreversible, and Requiem for a Dream, and that's like it.
Requiem for a Dream is like very emotionally brutal, but it's not as well. Yeah, I don't know. I guess towards the end it is a little pornographic, implied.
You know what?
Oh, they're fine with nudity, but it's like the drug stuff and like the whole thing that like can affect me.
Do they
as a person.
research
It's like,
every
yeah,
movie
editing makes it
before,
more
like,
intense,
do they like look into every movie, or do they just already know about these movies?
Well, my dad is in the industry, so like he
Oh, okay.
knows a lot of the stuff and like watches a lot of stuff. So yeah, like some of his movies, he won't let me watch. He worked on the American version of Funny Games with Mikhail Haneke.
That's cool.
Yeah, he won't let me watch that. Or
Oh,
the Austrian
man.
version of that. Yeah.
But it's all implied.
I did watch The Piano Teacher. I did love that.
Requiem for a Dream was.
Sorry, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 15.
Okay. Man, at 15 I was just like renting movies by myself, even though they probably shouldn't have let me at the video rental place. But
yeah,
15 was my horror movie phase.
Yeah,
actually 13 through 15.
Cannibal Holocaust is okay. Serbian film is okay.
Really, Serbian film seems like more fucked up than any of those other ones. And like, it's not even a good movie.
They don't know Serbian film. They don't know Serbian.
Yeah,
film.
no.
Oh, they didn't know what it was.
My least favorite film.
But my dad was okay with Happiness, so that's like.
That's very odd.
Really? Oh dear.
That's very strange.
Parents just they have rules like that. Oh god.
Requiem for a Dream was particularly depressing for me because halfway through the movie, my dog died.
That sucks.
Really?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh.
But yeah, that was a little. Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Solo.
Sorry to bring down the mood.
It's okay.
That's so good.
Solo is like. It was interesting. I guess you'll hear me talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
If I could ever see it.
Did you like it, Adam?
It's a unique
I think I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I have
It is supposed to
some
have a point,
criticisms, but overall, I do I appreciate that it exists very much.
Okay. I've always really wanted to see it because like every one of their mother has recommended it to me.
Yeah.
It is like it's not even like, I don't know. A lot of people consider it to be like one of the best movies ever made. I don't think it's that far, but
yeah,
it is a movie that like people have decided that you need to be you need to watch if you want to call yourself a cinephile. It's like on the checklist of like have to watch things. So
that's lame.
My you know, I for my birthday I got this $100 gift certificate for Criterion, so that's like one of the reasons why I want to watch Salo as well, because that's on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Criterion's always good.
Like two. I already got 4. I got 8.5, Amarcord, Election, and Jean Gilman. 4 films I love.
Did you say Criterion is always good?
Not the films, but they're like their distribution and their
Heart of a Dog exists.
Oh, yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
What's
Not
that
every film in the
Japanese
catalog is good, but like they always do a really good job releasing it.
Jellyfish Eyes.
I love the idea of the Criterion channel, but I'm not gonna get it until I have a way to like watch something on my TV on like a PS4 or something.
I tried it for a bit. It was I kind of had a mixed experience. Like for one thing, Antichrist just straight up didn't work. I got 10 minutes into the movie and then it stopped functioning.
Yeah,
There were no
same thing
subtitles.
happened with me when I tried to watch
There were only
House.
subtitles for foreign movies, not for
lame
movies in English.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
If the Criterion
Yeah.
channel was a subscription service and they had all of their movies on it, then I would probably get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
I'll
probably
take another look at it,
that's
but-
probably like my biggest disappointment with Criterion channel is that it doesn't have every single film, and I'm not entirely sure why, except they're just trying to, I guess they're starting out and they're figuring out, I guess.
Well, I don't know. Probably because they make a lot of money on their physical sales, and they like if
Yeah, well, it was
they're,
kind of
they wouldn't want people to stop buying the physical copies.
Yeah, what was kind of interesting was that I noticed it had funny games before they released it physically.
Oh,
which was kind of cool.
That's cool.
The original.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Criterion doesn't have a release of the US one. I feel like they should have released both. They should have been like a 2-pack or just like a special feature on the disc like other movie.
I actually have a letterboxed list of movies they should release. Like, I think Happiness, Enemy, or like, I'm blanking on it.
I think
Yeah,
they
but, like,
should
movies like that, I
release a Hanukkah box set like they did with Bergman. I would fucking love that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's
trying to go to my
it's
letterbox.
always rights issues. I hate copyright.
Yeah, that's why we can't
It's
have
the
an Akira
worst.
Kurosawa collection, is because somebody owns the rights to Ran.
Lame.
That's like
We
the
have,
average. So
before
dumb. That's
trilogy,
so
though.
dumb.
Go to my letterbox.
Yeah, and
No,
apparently they were gonna release Ran on Blu-ray for Criterion, but for I guess somebody got the rights while they were in the process of getting ready for that.
Gay.
That was fucking bizarre as hell.
Which one are you, Daniel? Daniel,
Gumby
say
Man.
something. Gumby Man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. My mic is really soft for some reason.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's not that
I think
bad.
they should release
It's not this quiet on Discord. It's very strange.
Stalker was the other movie that just refused to fucking work. I got to the point where I ultimately just downloaded a pirated copy, but it looked so shitty I tried to go back to Criterion and then it worked.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, for a while my subtitles for Jean Dielman weren't working for some reason.
Huh.
I don't know why.
I feel
But a lot
like
of that movie's
Jean
not really
Jean Dielman needs to have more memes. I feel like that's like good meme shit, you know?
That'd be awesome.
Well, a lot of that movie is actually just physical acting more than talking. So, you know.
Can someone make Jean Dielman dubbed with Half-Life sound effects? Can somebody make that? That'd be awesome.
That's good meme.
That'd be so awesome.
That'd be so good.
I think
the whole
1
movie.
had-
I
I
think movies
love
like
Half-Life
Full
1
Account
sound
and-
effects.
Melissa should be on Criterion. And
Yeah. If I wasn't so
Her-
fucking busy, I'd have one of those memes out right now.
Whoever
Fuck. I
voiced
really
the
want to make one.
scientist- Whoever voiced the scientist was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I have never heard a scream like that in my entire life. You can't mimic it. Ah!
That
One of my-
that comical scream is awesome.
Yeah, there's yeah,
Also, the
I
audio
really
kinda has
really
this
want to jump on that
screaming
Half-Life
quality to it.
meme. I feel like if I don't have the time to make like its own video, I'll probably do something like that within my Lion King review. I'll do Half-Life sound effects when he like punches him off the cliff.
You are planning on doing YMS on that, aren't you?
When Mufasa hits the ground, just have it be like, "Dee, dee, dee,"
Yeah.
and the screen goes all red.
Have you seen Lion King 2019 yet, Adam?
Nope.
Don't.
Well, I'm gonna.
Are there any anime movies on Criterion besides Fantastic Planet?
Jellyfish Eyes, Fantastic Mr.
terrible.
Fox. What else have we got?
I love Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, Fantastic Mr.
That
Fox
was
is
the
awesome.
first one I bought.
Huh.
Actually, my favorite's Moonrise Kingdom, surprisingly.
Huh. They have to have more animated movies than that.
They should.
I know they do on a
I
Criterion.
guess Jellyfish
channel.
Eyes isn't an animated movie. I don't know why I said that. There's a lot of computer animation in it.
Heart of a Dog would technically
It's
be
animated in the same way as
but
Detective
I don't want
Pikachu
to acknowledge that
is.
movie's existence.
Yeah.
The Secret Life of Pets 2.
Yeah.
favorite
Oh yeah.
Criterion film.
I keep forgetting that came out this year.
Oh yeah.
Rosemary's Baby is
I
like
want
my favorite.
Criterion to do 4K, and I don't understand why they don't jump on that.
I mean, they technically do 4K, just not
The
4K
transfers.
Ultra Blue. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's also Watership Down in the collection, but there's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
three,
that's true.
Yeah.
My favorite movie on Criterion right now is probably either Barry Lyndon or Election. Those are like, in my opinion, the
I haven't
best
seen Election yet.
masterpieces.
Yeah.
Why do I
it's one of
keep
my
hearing the
favorite
sound
movies.
effect of a plate smashing?
It's.
Someone's
Oh, I did
playing
that too.
something.
Oh,
I have no
that
idea.
might
It's
be
very
me.
subtle. I didn't
That might
notice it until
be-
you said it.
I'm pretty sure that's me. I'm playing Link's Awakening right now.
Oh,
that's fine.
okay, yeah.
I can turn down the
Zelda,
TV.
Zelda, that explains it.
Alexander Payne stopped making good movies.
I mean,
What's that?
yeah.
I don't even know if I
really
want to
should
see
ask you guys
Downsizing.
Oh, Downsizing
he
looks like the
really bad.
most Oscar
I think that's
baity
really bad.
thing
That Matt Damon
ever.
movie?
Oh, that guy, right?
Hey, let's go see that Matt Damon movie.
Yeah, that Matt
Meg
Damon
is
movie.
missing.
The one with the fedora.
Yeah.
I left
Movie
her.
where
And she left
Matt
me.
Damon is an incel.
Yeah. What was that one called? The Adjustment Bureau? I don't
It
know.
ends with him shooting up a theater showing Joker.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's a big controversy right now.
Which
Yeah.
is really,
Well,
really
Here's
So
something I
dumb.
learned very recently is that the Aurora shooting for The Dark Knight Rises, he wasn't actually inspired by the
Holy
Joker at all. It just was the movie at the time that was out.
It's really crazy because I live in Aurora and I've lived there my whole life, and so like I always hearing that story is like crazy to me.
That's terrible, yeah. But yeah, apparently the guy, it had nothing to do with Joker, and like
Yeah.
they just never wound up trying to correct it because it didn't matter by the end of it. But apparently, it was literally just like he went to the popular movie and he dyed his hair orange, which the Joker's hair is green.
Yeah.
He was actually making a statement about Garfield.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
makes
think
sense.
that there's like kind of an issue now that like I saw Joker and I can agree that to some extent the way that like the emotions are portrayed in the film is probably
The
socially
violence.
irresponsible, but
It's supposed to be very violent.
there's some satisfying violence. It's a rated R movie, but
But yeah, of course.
it's I feel like what's doing more potential damage is the amount of articles coming out saying that will happen, because it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point.
Yeah, it's not helping.
Yeah. So now, guaranteed, some fucking edgelord is gonna show up in a theater with a Bluetooth speaker and start playing gunshot sound effects and record it. Like that's probably what's gonna happen at this point.
It's kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Just a prank, bro.
Yeah.
While we're on the
Right.
subject of
It's
that,
a
Reminds me
social
of-
experiment.
another movie that I kind of want on Criterion is Elephant. Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it. It was pretty
Gus
That's
good.
one of my
Van Sant.
favorite movies, honestly.
I got
One of my favorites,
the
really.
French Blu-ray.
Of what?
The French Blu-ray of Elephant.
Oh,
Oh.
cool. I can't find
They
a
should
Blu-ray
also
set
release
anywhere.
Elephant Sitting Still. Great
One of my
movie.
favorites, really.
Oh,
And I don't
man.
even really like Gus Van Sant, but you know.
Yeah, didn't Elephant win the Palme d'Or
Yes.
at Cannes Film
I think it
Festival?
was-
Yeah.
It did win? Okay,
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, I got the Palme d'Or.
Which is weird because I don't think anyone saw it, which is funny.
People saw it.
Yeah, it's not a.
It's not like the
Yeah,
most obscure movie ever, but it is one that like isn't
Yeah,
as
it's-
talked about, I guess, compared to
Yeah.
other things.
Roger Ebert loved it.
I would like to see it again. That might be like a Sardonicast recommendation. I don't know.
Yeah, I would definitely love to see it again.
I love it so much. It kind of like, it's funny how like movies that are actually about that subject matter are like less known, but like movies that aren't, they just compare it to stuff like that.
Hmm.
I feel like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
kind of like The Dirties, for example.
Mhm.
You know it's okay. Actually, going back to the whole Joker theater thing, the theater, the Century 16 theater where that shooting happened back then, I live right next to that theater, and I've heard talk that they're not even going to show Joker.
Oh yeah, they're not. Yeah.
I've heard that,
Yeah, I mean that's not
Not for the
a
first few
bad
weeks.
call.
Yeah,
I think you
and
have the
which-
excuse to say that if you've had that happen.
Yeah, so I don't know. Who knows? Because I'm planning on seeing it the day it comes out. So
I already bought my tickets.
Yeah, is it
I'm-
worth seeing in theaters?
I don't think that the experience you'll get out of seeing it in theaters is going to be that different from seeing it at home. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing about like it's not like this massive visual audio spectacle that you need the theater experience. And quite honestly, there'll probably be a lot of like really annoying people making noise the entire time in that movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like the comic book crowd is probably just going to be obnoxious, so that might be
I guess I'll wait maybe until there's
part of the experience.
Smaller audience.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that. I wish people just like critique it as a movie and not just like as something like that, because that's kind of like the whole intent of the movie is not to be like part of a franchise, even though they were planning for a sequel. But
Ugh.
Yeah.
I wonder if Grace Randolph will review Joker.
Of course she will.
She'll
make a spoiler review and everything.
And make the same face in the thumbnail every time.
She'll compare Zazie Beetz
so
to Zazie Beetz
strange.
and Deadpool.
Yeah.
She's so strange.
I'll
Did you-
laugh if like she somehow tries to make Joker like somehow fit within like a political thing that she wants, whatever
I don't
political
know.
thing she wants to talk about.
She's sometimes
and,
like
try to do it-
unpredictable.
Yeah, but then like doing it in a positive way where it's like, oh my god, this film's a masterpiece. This film was so daring in how it approached it to this insert political thing here.
Mm.
You guys gotta admit,
I would laugh if she did that.
The trailers are really well edited. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I think those are some of the best trailers.
Yeah. I already explained my issues with it in the quickie. Some of them are pretty spoilery, but
I'm really excited.
Well, I just see it because of that Park Stein see the movie, so but
yeah.
I think you gave some very fair points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm excited for? I'm excited because Alex actually on Letterboxd said he really liked it chapter 2. I'm really excited to see you guys. Yeah,
I think he gave it like a 7 out of 10.
Really? What?
Yeah, he gave it a 7 out of 10.
You know what?
When I saw your 3 out of 10 score, I was like, rut-row.
Rut-row. They're going to fight now.
Okay, well...
When I first saw it, I gave it a 6. And then like the day after, I was like, you know what? I dropped it down to a 5. I'm like,
I gave it a 3.
That really wasn't great.
I really did not like it at all. How do I see his rating?
I see it for my birthday.
I liked certain parts about it. I really liked the cast of the adults.
Wow, he gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Sorry, Alex.
I think the best part of the film is the cast. I think.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Alex didn't rate
I think the best part is Bill Hader.
Intriguing me.
Bill Hader.
Yeah, I think
and the guy who played Adult Eddie was really great.
I think recently, sometimes Alex just watches it the day we record it because he's in the UK, and so even though it's like afternoon for me and Ralph, it's like 9 p.m. or something for him. So I don't know, maybe he hasn't seen it yet, but I think generally what we've been kind of doing, and it's not like we've planned or coordinated this, but what we've been leaning towards recently has been to hold back on rating the film until we talk about it, just so we can like surprise each other, I guess.
Oh,
That's what he does.
Yeah. He for
I
sure
didn't know
does
he did
that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
To talk about something I forgot. Yeah. I actually went to see it chapter 2 for my birthday, and I was the only one who didn't like it out of all my friends.
Oh.
Wow.
I still had fun. My dad fell asleep.
Yeah.
I never saw it chapter 1, so.
Oh, really? I really like that movie a lot. I like it a lot. I'd actually want to see it again.
I think it's one of the better horror movies, but
it's definitely
very
not
polarizing.
It's not amazing, but I really like it.
I thought it had charm.
It was fun.
And I was impressed that I was scared at any moment. The projector scene was scary to me. And that's something that very few horror movies can like scare me at all.
Seeing the projector scene in the trailer was actually like pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
There's some parts they didn't need though. Like I don't know why they had to have that rock war. Like that kind of dumb.
That was in the book in the original.
Oh yeah, and the musical
but I just
choices were just not great. Some of
the music choice was weird.
Yeah.
But why did they skip the fucking gangbang scene.
Damn, I was gonna say
I wonder
that.
why.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's like, yeah, I think that was probably best left out of the film.
Oh, that was
Could you imagine the fucking,
Um,
imagine
think,
the fucking articles the next day on like fucking Kotaku
Yeah,
or whatever.
I
Yeah,
think
it's secret until someone sees the movie.
Yeah, I think before the current director, the guy that ultimately ended up directing It Chapters 1 and 2 directed the films. I think the director who made a season 1 of True Detective was gonna make it, and he wanted to actually include the gangbang scene. But the studios were like, no.
Yeah, I've never read the novel, and I'm still struggling to understand how that like benefits the novel.
The It book is not great. It's really not that great. In my opinion, it's not very good.
Stephen King has a really big name for somebody that writes a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, it's like the law of averages. He eventually writes something good.
And there's also enough filler in that movie anyway. So
has anybody
I mean, The Shining was only good because it wasn't his.
Yeah.
So what happened when he got to make The Shining?
Yep.
My favorite
Stephen
horror
King's
movie.
The Shining.
And they're probably gonna ruin it with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is not going to be good, but I'll watch it.
Doctor Sleep looks.
Doctor
absolutely
Sleep, that's what
I
we
saw
meant.
the trailer. Doctor
Oh,
Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. Sorry. Yeah.
I've seen the trailer once, and it looks so terrible.
I
It
don't
looks
want
so
a sequel
awful.
to it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like again, I'm not crazy about Mike
weird.
I don't know why they
It
didn't
looks-
just cast the guy who played the kid as well. They got Ewan
Everything
McGregor.
in it looks really weirdly like on the nose and like cliched and cringy.
Yeah,
I don't like
really
that they
not
clips from
excited
the
for it.
original.
Doesn't the guy who played the kid in the original not even act right now?
I don't know.
It's
just
the
weird that they got
kid,
Ewan McGregor.
Which kid are you talking
I
about?
think Ewan McGregor's lost
Danny,
his
what's his name?
He's lost his talent.
It's funny because every line in the trailer is like
He was great in
saying,
Fargo.
this is a sequel to The Shining. It keeps reminding you. this
Because
is a
otherwise, no
sequel
one
to
would
this
see the
other
movie. That's how the only reason it's being made
Exactly.
is because it's attached to a previously existing intellectual property. So why would they not advertise that? That's going to be all the ad is like, you like The Shining, right? You know, let's pretend that this is going to be the same.
I mean, it's just gonna make you want to watch The Shining again.
Exactly.
You think?
I fucking love The Shining.
Just like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I hated Ready Player One. I hated it. It was not great.
Ready Player One was funny.
So, yeah, quick thing that I want to just say real quick about the
Sure.
Aladdin remake. I saw that recently. Not gonna talk about it too much because I want to give everybody a
sequel.
chance to
Sure.
talk. But I saw that, and I actually saw that after I saw the Lion King remake because a friend of mine wanted to see that on his birthday, and he kind of has more of a casual taste in film, so take that as you will. And yeah, after seeing the Lion King remake, in a weird way, I actually appreciated the Aladdin remake a little bit. It's terrible. I gave it like a 2 out of 10. It leans way closer to a 1 to the 3. But I gave it a 2 just because it was like, well, I mean, at least the choices weren't as bad in this film, or the changes weren't as bad in this film as it was in the Lion King remake, where it was just so consistently fucking
Yeah, there's a reason
awful.
why I didn't see the Lion King remake in theaters.
Oh yeah.
Like, if I gave Aladdin a 1 already, then what the fuck am I gonna like? I'm not gonna be able to contain
gonna be
myself.
your
I'm gonna be
first
yelling
0.
the entire time.
God.
I'm gonna be watching it
yeah.
at home, and I'm gonna be yelling at the screen the entire time. So
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did
think-
internally.
Is
I
it going
think
to be
you
the
will-
first?
This is the first time you'll break your own rule and give it a 0 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want
Used to rate
to
it.
invent a new score just because I hate a movie so much, though. I know a lot of
Yeah.
reviewers have done that, but
Just
like
give it a
I
dumb
don't.
out of 10.
Oh, that too, yeah.
I think I mean, like, you could. There are 1 out of 10 movies that can be worse than other 1 out of 10 movies, but they're still 1 out of 10 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like an official I think an official news like article like website like actually like broke their own rating for like the Smurfs 2 when it came out. Like they only do 1s through 4s and they gave it a 0.
Yeah, everybody's done that. Roger Ebert has done that.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would even go see Smurfs 2.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as like my least favorite film of the
Smurf-tastic.
year, I'm sorry, what were you saying? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Which one?
Go for it. Go for it, Dirt Bike.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I don't think they were saying anything.
Okay, yeah. What I was gonna say was that between that and The Haunting of Sharon Tate, it's probably the Lion King remake is probably my least favorite film of the year.
I want to see
I
that.
actually had to debate between these two. Which one do I
that looks funny.
put above the other? The one that really like just angered me on a very deep personal level as someone who considers The Lion King their favorite American animated film and probably second favorite animated film aside from Spirited Away, or do I put a film that's actually legitimately just gross and offensive?
I mean, there's a case to make that The Lion King 29 is gross and offensive. There's certainly a case to make there.
Yeah, but I mean, like Sharon Tate.
I haven't seen Sharon Tate
like
yet.
The Haunting of Sharon Tate's just overtly offensive, and
it was like
I mean, I guess I was offended by the Lion King remake, but like only
I'm gonna be
because of personal
super
feelings
offended.
And,
Something I love about what
and,
Chris Tuckman
Sharon Tate was
said
just
about the film.
objectively just fucking gross and offensive, and I
Mm-hmm.
hated
And
that film. So
I love Chris Stuckman's review of it because at the end of the review, he says, "If The Haunting of Sharon Tate is not the worst film of the year, then we as a society are fucked."
That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I understand, that movie was just like low budget schlock. Disney has way less of an excuse.
Yeah.
It's funny that Hilary Duff is in a movie in 2019.
Oh yeah, I was just expecting this animated alter fuck, what do you call it? Shit, the word just slipped through my mind. Damn.
Alternative interpretation.
Let's just go with Persona, like this animated I guess
Alter
Persona
ego
pop up. Yeah, I guess this animated alter ego randomly pop up and kind of explain the plot like they did in the Lizzie McGuire show.
Oh, that's funny.
Wait,
Yeah, I never
Adam,
watched that
wanted to
when I
ask
was
you,
younger.
Do you think Aladdin is worse than Ma?
I think Ma's my least favorite of the year.
Mm.
Aladdin's really bad. They're both 1 out of
Mine's
10.
airplane mode.
But did I say that Aladdin? What did I say in my review? Did I say that it's now worse than Ma? I don't know. I think
I think you kind of.
I remember.
Did I
you
say
being
that?
ambiguous.
I don't think I said that.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember
I don't
you
think
said
you
you
said
ruined
it. I
Ma
think you're
afterwards.
just more upset about it. Apparently, like
I think Ma is just like the most
Yeah.
incompetent movie of the year, and like when something truly fails for me, it's like everything about it is not what was intended, and like you can't even enjoy it on like a so bad that it's good level.
Yeah.
And that's what Ma was.
Mine's either airplane mode or Booksmart. I really hate Booksmart.
Oh yeah.
You'll probably hate Lion King more than
A lot
Ma.
of people love Booksmart. I don't know. I just don't like
I thought it
gave
was
that
meh.
film, like,
I thought it was fine.
yeah, I gave that like.
I mean, there's a
decent,
lot of
strong
movies
4
like
out of
it that a
10.
lot of people love that I don't like. I personally do not like 8th Grade, for example, but I know a lot of people love it. So.
I think 8th grade.
I know a lot of people love it.
Hmm.
But I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. There's lots of.
I
films
prefer
that-
like Edge of 17. I think that's a better film. But, you know,
I feel like
that's
Booksmart
just me.
was like very like moderate. Like sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But at the end of the day, like I can't remember anything about it right now. And it's been like a few months.
I just felt really annoyed the entire time. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of had the same experience with Booksmart.
I really wanted to see Midsummer, but you know, I couldn't find it anywhere at the time. But you know, it's my favorite movie of the year now. So you know,
I didn't like
my
it.
favorite.
Yeah, the only theater showing it near me was not near me. So
Yeah,
I got to see. At least I got to see Booksmart at the Angelico, which is a critically acclaimed theater in my town. So, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to see the director's cut of Midsummer, and I was like, oh, I'll wait for digital or for Blu-ray.
Yeah,
they
I'm
made
hoping
it
that
an
they do director's cut
Apple-
on digital or
Apple
something.
TV exclusive.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
and it's not even on Apple
iTunes
TV
exclusive?
right now. Yeah, it's not even
Yeah.
on Apple TV right now, even though it's past the date in which they said that You know,
I'm sure there'll be a way to see it at some point.
Yeah, I bet you $20 that they are gonna put that as part of their Apple TV Plus thing.
Gay.
If they did that, I will laugh irrationally.
Everybody needs a subscription service now. It's funny that they like all it takes is like one company to do something successfully, and then everybody just tries to replicate it.
Yep.
Subscriptions are the new thing.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Hi there, fucking Fortnite.
Missy, Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Lady and the Tramp and.
Is that out yet?
No, that's gonna be on Disney Plus.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I know it's going to be on Disney Plus. I don't know if it's out yet.
Wait,
no,
is Disney Plus
that wouldn't be out until
I don't think Disney Plus is out yet.
Oh, it's not. Disney Plus isn't even a thing yet. Okay, I had no idea because it's not something I'll get. I think that they're a terrible company. Why would I pay a subscription for their awfulness?
Did you guys hear
might
about
get
the
it
kid
just
with
for their animated library? That's it, really. That's all I would watch it for, since not everything in the animated library is on Blu-ray. So that's the only reason I would.
Did you hear about Disney not allowing Spider-Man on that dead kid's grave or something like that?
I don't. I remember hearing about it, but I also remember that there was more to it than the title of the article.
Well,
but I don't remember anything specific about it.
There always is, there's always two sides to every story, really.
Yeah, I don't remember the full controversy.
Yeah, it was more complicated than articles led to believe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Am I accepting any Adam Plays editing auditions? You can send me something to that email that you just listed, but at the moment, I think we've got a lot of editors.
Auditions, what?
For like editing for the gaming channel. Somebody in the YouTube chat was asking. At the moment, there's certainly no shortage of videos, but if you send something and it's like crazy good, then I might have to consider that. But I can't guarantee anything.
That's interesting. I didn't know that until you were doing that until now.
Yeah, I've outsourced a lot of the editing, everything on the gaming channel, and then like the majority of the quickie is on the film review channel, just so I can like get more things done, and also podcast, album, all those things. I'm working, like I edit the whole podcast. I'm making this whole album by myself. I'm trying to work on like the 2007 list and all the bigger projects by myself, and so
that makes sense.
It makes it so that like I can still have content coming out frequently while I'm working on other things, because otherwise it would just take forever. There was a point in time where it was like while I was the only person editing on the main channel, it would be like I would just see less movies in theaters and talk about less movies and do less quickies, because it would just like the time to watch, record, and edit would be at least double depending on the movie, as just watching it and recording it.
Yeah.
So like some movies I have a lot more to say about than others, but
yeah.
This is totally random, but I always wondered, like, I know you guys like play this off as like a joke, but would you actually be willing to have like someone like Jeremy Johns or Nostalgia Critic on Sardonic?
I don't see the point. I don't see the point at all. There's no. I don't think anything substantive would come of that.
I'm not like rooting for it. I just always wanted to like.
We have no plans to do that.
What would that be like?
Yeah,
I think it'd be really awkward because like Ralph has like, I think like
I'm
comically insulted Jeremy Johns like in some of his videos.
Yeah,
I'm still subscribed to him. I think he's all right. I don't know.
I
movie buff.
Jeremy Johns, but like
I used to really like him when I was a kid, or not when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. But I kind of my taste developed, and his taste and my taste didn't really align that much anymore.
Yeah,
so he
get
my
Movie
interest.
Bob on Sardonicast.
I recently
Grace Randolph.
I recently revisited John's video and was like, man, this is like what?
Imagine having Grace Randolph for the Showgirls episode.
I mean, he doesn't really do anything with any of his content. It's just the same like red background talking like This is boring.
I mean, it
I like
depends
his,
what you're watching it for, because there's certainly a market for it, and obviously he's got more subscribers than me. So if you're
More
looking
subscribers than Chris, I
to
think.
hear the thoughts of an average movie nerd and know whether or not something's good for you before, then that's totally fine. Like he's perfectly valid. I don't think that his content is like trash. I just like his opinions don't align with mine, and it's not the type of thing I would be making.
Yeah.
I used to be huge on Nostalgia Critic, but then I got a brain, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
only thing I think is like really.
I only watched Ralph's review of the wall.
Me too. He put that on Patreon, and it was.
You should watch the Jar Media video on it.
That was good too.
That was good too.
Yeah, what's
I
your
like the
take
Jar
on
Media
that,
one.
Adam? Just purely from like a musical standpoint. As a musician.
Well, I watched Ralph's video, the Jar Media video, and Anthony Fantano's review. I have not watched the actual review itself. I've skipped through it, and I don't ever want to because it's not like. I don't know. People are acting as though this is like some new thing for the Nostalgia Critic, but anybody paying attention is the same kind of quality of content he's been making forever. So
I've honestly seen news from him. Like I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah.
It was just weird because a friend of mine did a short voice role in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's I'm planning on actually mentioning it when we record the next Sardonicast episode. Because now, like, if everybody on the podcast has given their thoughts but me, I feel like people will probably want to hear a discussion on it.
Yeah, because I know Alex also saw it and called it like the worst review he ever saw. On Jar Media.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, like
review in the quotation marks.
The only like semblance of substance that happens is like at the very end when he gives like this really short, lazy
it's like a sentence
description of what he thought. It's like, come the fuck on, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like out of the ordinary. It's not new.
No.
It's
extremely terrible.
I used to really like his Shark Boy and Lava Girl review, but that was like, I was a lot.
I didn't know
His visuals are on
really
par with Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Like food fight and all that kind of stuff. It's like it gets old after a while.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think
he makes a Nostalgia Critic view a week. So like
he gets like
I mean this one he clearly put a lot more time into it. This one was clearly supposed to be like his magnum opus or something. But there's a conflict between like what he wants to do versus like what people want him to do. And he's always like wanted to make movies more than he has wanted to review movies. Like he's the poster child of that cliche of a critic who's a critic because they would rather be making things, but they're not exactly talented enough to.
Apparently the person who did the music or whatever, the parody album of The Wall, took it off his Bandcamp.
Really?
I don't know. I saw that it got removed from Spotify, but I don't know if they removed it because it could be a copyright thing. Because they could have just it depends on the platform. Because you could make an argument for fair use certainly, but I wouldn't be surprised if Spotify was just like no and removed it. And also, I think a lot of people are wondering. Everybody who watches that video is wondering why like he. In his moments where he talks about the film without it being a parody, he's saying like, "Oh, I liked it," or like when he's saying that the album is like a love letter to
the wall.
Even though it's like the lyrics themselves are like making fun of it and it's highly critical. I think that the reason why is because there's more of an argument for fair use if it's a criticism. And if you're making a love letter and it's literally just a recreation that's going for essentially the same thing, that it wouldn't really have the fair use argument as much.
And doesn't satire also fall under fair use as well?
Yeah, but satire would theoretically include elements of like criticism or to poke fun at the original.
I mean,
not necessarily. Well, no, that's what he did. That's certainly it is satire. I'm not trying to say it's not. Just if he were to create something that wasn't like constantly critical throughout, then he wouldn't really have as much of an argument to make for fair use.
Right. Yeah.
So that's probably why it is that way.
I feel like him doing a video a week is like really like is what makes it so like hindering to his quality and like. So
yeah, but who knows? Like,
only...
if let's say he made a video a month instead of a video a week, would he start using a good mic and a good camera and have like actual production quality, like a boom operator, someone who knows what they're doing with lighting? Would that happen? I don't know.
No, because this took like months to make and it didn't change.
Well, because there is YouTubers, because one of my favorite YouTubers who I love, like I adore so much, is Scott the Waz. I don't know if any of you have heard of him.
Yeah.
Everyone has heard of Scott the Waz.
He's really awesome. He does a video weekly, but like all of his videos are really well done. And he knows
it depends on the kind of content you're making. Depends how many people you got working on it.
And Scott the Waz videos aren't like as big as like the Stalled Critics tries to make them. So I think that's a factor in it.
Yeah, the reason why my like bigger projects take so fucking long to make is because like the majority of the work happens before it's even at the editing stage. You know, and like the maximum amount of people I've ever had working on a single video has been 2. So like I'm not going to outsource the editing for my YMS reviews because there's just too much that I want to put my own personality into, you know?
Yeah, I don't think you should.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like the quickie is like I'm assuming like the more fans, the bigger fans who like pay more attention, you can tell that the outsourced quickies not exactly the same personality. It's close. Like I certainly had, you know, a lot of discussion with anybody editing any of those on how to create those from like a formulated standpoint. But it's still not exactly the same. For quickies, it's fine though, because it's not necessarily supposed to be like a big project. It's just supposed to be like see it or don't see it sort of thing. But
yeah.
The post on Reddit where someone put footage in your Lighthouse review.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Are you guys familiar with Derek Savage's account on Letterboxd? Because it's actually hilarious.
Is it real?
Yes, it is.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Post link now.
Okay. Yeah, he did a review of a Suburban film, and he was asking, "Hey guys, do you think that a Suburban film is an okay film for me, Mama Cat, and a Cool Cat to all watch together?"
Do you mean Serbian film, not suburban film?
Yeah, Serbian film. Yes.
I do not like that.
It was probably troll or whatever.
Is it Daddy Derek? Does Derek do his Twitter? Does he
he certainly operates his Twitter.
But it's Cool Cat Twitter? Cool Cat Twitter?
Yes.
The Boogie Woogie.
All right.
I don't think that this Letterboxd account is him though.
Nah, doesn't sound like it.
I don't think it would.
Okay, there it is.
Is Boogie Nights review is Cool Cat likes the Boogie Woogie. That's
Yeah,
like
this looks like a parody account.
That is not him.
It looks like a parody account for sure.
Definitely.
Damn, somebody said that he had an actual account on Letterboxd, and
I am so disappointed.
I don't think he knows of the website Letterboxd. I don't think he's aware that it exists.
I liked Fred Durst's tweet where he just said "fuck you, Letterboxd" because of his new movie.
Nice.
That was really funny.
We're gonna end the hangout in like 10 minutes. Just FYI.
Oh, I have to go. Thank you for having me, Adam.
No problem. Thanks for hanging out.
Awesome. No problem. Favorite YouTuber.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for your support.
There was some. Find Pitter Patter Goes My Heart on for free on Vimeo.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see it at some point. I can't say I'll get to it right away though.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing I've been meaning to ask you though, what do you think is the difference between like a genuinely emotional moment in a movie or like emotional manipulation?
It depends on. So like one of the bigger factors would be, does a setup or payoff serve more than one purpose than to merely exist in the film. Because if it serves multiple purposes, then it doesn't just solely exist for that. It's not inserted into the script. It's a part of it in like a natural progression, right? And then beyond that, it's really just a matter of I guess how, not just what you show, but how it's in there. Like what I just explained kind of correlates to that, but like, does it contradict other things happening in the script? Does it feel like it belongs in the script, or does it just show up out of nowhere? You know, that would be my opinion. Because if it's just literally just like, I don't know, there's tons of movies. There's some of Xavier Dolan's worst movies are just littered with those, where it's like, okay, there's clearly an attempt to have like an emotional pull here, but none of it was earned. If that makes sense. He literally just like decided to throw that in, but there was no logical progression to that existing. In his newest movie, Mathias et Maxime, like literally, like he plays a character with like a birthmark on his face, and it serves no purpose the entire movie until at some point like a fight starts because somebody made fun of him for it, and then that's it. And it's literally like nothing else is acknowledged about it. It's like it doesn't influence his character in any way other than to set that up. Then it just doesn't feel genuine.
I'm writing a that was actually a really great question that I was curious about too, because I'm writing a script for my one of my film school projects, and the main point of it is supposed to hit like an emotional core, and I'm trying to not make it as manipulative as possible.
Is it like a short film? Like if it's like
it's a very short film. It's like, I think it's supposed to be like maybe like 5 minutes, 5 to like 10 minutes. It is a short film.
If it's a short film, then it'll be easier to have something like that without feeling out of place, because then all you really need is just the one aspect you want to communicate.
Yeah.
So it won't feel like it betrays other parts of the movie that don't exist, theoretically.
That yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to make it not feel like so ham-fisted.
I would say just like to try your best to view the things you create in a way that someone who did not create them would view it, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So like if something, like when I make my videos and how I edit my videos, if something is, especially in the larger projects that I put more effort into, if something that I'm watching is something that I understand, but I'm concerned that it might not be as clear to people who are not me, then I might change how it's presented.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
That's why, like...
Not necessarily to be pandering to the largest demographic, but...
Right, yeah. I think that's why a lot of films that, like, portray things that I haven't experienced connect with me.
Yeah. It's a matter of being able to communicate it to people who are not already a part of the process.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't think when it's finished and when I film it is going to be, like, great, because it's pretty much my first production, because I haven't really done anything like this, so I don't know. I think it'll be great to learn from, though.
Okay. Yeah, we got 5 more minutes before I'm shutting this off. FYI.
Oh, okay.
Anybody had any questions or comments that they wanted to?
I have a. I'll go ahead.
I'll let you go first.
Oh, okay. Have you ever seen the movie Adventureland?
I think I was aware that it came out and never wanted to see it. I think that was a movie that I just avoided. Yeah, it is.
That's fair.
I'm really not a big fan of Jesse Eisenberg. There's some actors where it's if they're in it, I'll want to see it more. Jesse Eisenberg is the opposite. If he's in something, I'll want to see it less.
Oh, okay.
He's
That makes
great in
sense.
Social Network.
Yeah, that's a good one, but that's about it.
I was just curious.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Basically, I just wanted to give recommendation for two movies. One is An Elephant Sitting Still. I really love that movie, and
I think it's on my watch list. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think it is too. But it would definitely be my pick for like the best of the decade. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic.
Okay, cool.
And the other one is the new film from Jennifer Kent, who directed The Babadook.
Yeah,
and,
I was saying earlier I tried to see it and I couldn't because it wasn't playing in Vancouver.
Oh.
So I'm planning
that's a
on watching
shame,
that
'cause-
too. I just I'll have to wait until
Okay.
digital, I guess. It wasn't playing anywhere.
'Cause
It got a shitty
I saw
distribution.
it twice. Yeah, I saw it twice in the theaters, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
It
I'd
was
imagine I'll like it
massive.
more than The Babadook.
Yeah,
it's-
I
it's-
definitely liked it. more
Don't
than
go into
Babadook,
it
for sure.
expecting it to be anything like The Babadook, because it's
I won't.
very, very
I can
different.
tell from the trailer it's not going to be the same. So, and that's why I kind of
think
want to see it.
she's-
If it looked
think
like a
she's
Babadook
improved.
clone, then I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't want to watch it.
Yeah, I think she's improved absolutely. Like,
Mhm.
it's incredible.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear. I'll definitely check that one out. Any other
Alright.
questions, comments before this ends?
I have a question.
Yes.
Would you, at any point, work with Finn Wolfhard or like collab?
Yeah, I would
with
like
him on
to.
something?
I would like.
Yeah, 'cause
he's
he
a busy
loves-
guy.
He loves your stuff.
We've met before.
Yeah.
But he's
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. I showed him Cool Cat.
That's
him and his
awesome.
brother and another person.
Hey kids, you want to watch Cool Cat?
He collabs with he collabs with a lot of my favorite YouTubers.
Yeah,
He's collabed with
it's
Game Grumps, which is my favorite YouTube channel.
like YouTube
And
is
all
like
that
new
shit,
media,
yeah.
right? So like there's going to be a higher
Yeah.
percentage of like younger people working in the film industry that are aware and would be willing to collaborate with like YouTube personalities than there are older people.
Okay.
But that's just a way that it's kind of shifting. Yeah, it would be cool. I would, obviously have to make it in a way where it would make sense. Like I wouldn't want to just like force him into something. It would be cool maybe once my album's out, and depending on how that does, and if I get like other funding for like music videos, then he can be in a music video. But again, he's a really busy guy. Like he's got a lot of projects. So who knows?
Yeah. Have you ever seen the video, the Super Mega video, Cooking with Finn Wolfhard?
No.
I recommend it. It's so fun
Okay.
and awesome. Yeah.
Any other questions, comments? We got 1 minute.
Who's pumped for October? We got the United States release of both The Lighthouse and Parasite.
Very excited.
I'm more excited for Gemini Man.
Oh yeah,
That's fair.
I'm seeing
That's
that
fair.
Can't
on my
wait to see
birthday.
Will Smith smack a motorcycle into Will Smith.
Mm.
I'm planning on during my birthday week. I'm planning on seeing a lot of the movies that are coming out, like The Lighthouse and Parasite. But on my birthday, I'm planning me and all my friends are gonna go see Gemini Man. And
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
I cannot wait.
All right, last question. Hurry up. If nobody has any, that's fine.
And
Excited
I like
for the
I
movie
like
1917.
Sorry, what? Say it again.
Are you excited for the new 1917 movie coming out?
I'll watch it. It looks interesting. I don't have like strong expectations either way. Sam Mendes is really hit or miss. So but it looks like it could be good. Anyway, I gotta run. I gotta head out.
Alright.
So
Okay.
thank you all for joining. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate your support.
Love you.
Yeah, love
And
you, Adam.
yeah, I'll check
Good
out
day,
I'll update the Patreon with the next hangout date. It'll probably be closer towards the end of the month next month. So thank you so much.
That actually sounds perfect.
Awesome.
All right. See you later.
Bye everybody.
Bye, Adam.